Hello everyone. I'm Kanade from Japan Ranking Lab. This time, I would like to talk about the top 10 things foreigners do to work in Japan. Japan is a wonderful country, but the differences in culture and language can be a big barrier for foreigners. So, here are some useful tips and advice when looking for and working in Japan. So let's get started. 10. Continue studying Japanese. To work in Japan, you need Japanese language skills. Of course, there are some workplaces where you can communicate in English, but if you can speak Japanese, the range of work and opportunities will expand. It is also convenient for communicating with Japanese people and for daily life. There are ways to study Japanese online or through apps, but if possible, we recommend attending a local Japanese language school or classroom. By doing so, you will be able to interact with your Japanese teacher and classmates, and also be exposed to Japanese culture and customs. Studying Japanese can be fun and rewarding. Please give it a try. 9. Create your resume and career history in Japanese style. When looking for a job in Japan, it is important to create a resume or work history in the Japanese style. Japanese companies require different formats and content than foreign companies. For example, your resume should include a detailed photo, personal information, educational background, and work history. Your resume should specifically describe your skills, experience, motivation for applying, and strengths. It is also recommended that your resume and work history be written as neatly as possible or created on a computer. A resume or work history is an important document that shows who you are. Please create it carefully to suit Japanese companies. 8. Learn business manners. When working in Japan, it is important to learn business manners. Japanese business etiquette is often different from foreign business etiquette. For example, exchanging business cards, greetings, using honorific language, responding to calls and emails, and how to conduct meetings and presentations. By observing good business etiquette, you can build relationships of trust with Japanese people. Also, by knowing business etiquette, you can get used to Japanese corporate culture and work styles. Business etiquette is an essential skill for working in Japan. Please try learning. 7. Create a network. In order to work in Japan, it is effective to create a network. A network is the people you have a relationship with. By networking, you can get job information, advice, and support. Also, by creating a network, you can spread your presence and value. There are various ways to create a network. For example, Japanese language schools and classrooms, workplaces and internships, friends and acquaintances, SNS and online communities. When networking, it's important to actively communicate, introduce yourself, and listen to others. Networking is a powerful weapon for working in Japan. Please try making it. 6. Be interested in Japanese culture and customs. In order to work in Japan, we recommend that you have an interest in Japanese culture and customs. Japanese culture and customs are often different from foreign cultures and customs. For example, meals, drinking parties, holidays and events, baths and toilets, greetings and thank yous, etc. By becoming interested in Japanese culture and customs, you can find commonalities and topics with Japanese people. Also, by becoming interested in Japanese culture and customs, you can feel the charm and depth of Japan. Being interested in Japanese culture and customs is one of the joys of working in Japan. Please give it a try. 5. Develop your field of expertise and skills. In order to work in Japan, it is necessary to hone your specialized field and skills. Japanese companies also demand high levels of ability and qualifications from foreigners. Also, Japanese companies demand the same quality and quantity of work from foreigners as they do from Japanese people. By honing your field of expertise and skills, you can demonstrate your value to Japanese companies. Additionally, by honing your specialized field and skills, you can make your own contribution to Japanese companies. Developing your field of expertise and skills is a source of confidence to work in Japan. Please try polishing it. 4. Be careful about Japanese visas and laws. In order to work in Japan, you need to be careful about Japanese visas and laws. There are different types of Japanese visas depending on the purpose and period of stay. Examples include work visas, technical intern training visas, study abroad visas, and tourist visas. You must apply for a Japanese visa at a Japanese embassy or consulate. Additionally, Japanese visas have expiration dates and renewal procedures. Information regarding Japanese visas can be found on the website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan. Japanese laws are often different from foreign laws. Examples include traffic rules, drunk driving, possession of drugs and firearms, violence and sexual harassment. Violating Japanese laws may result in severe penalties such as fines, arrest, and deportation. Information regarding Japanese laws can be found on the Japanese Laws and Regulations Foreign Language Translation Database System. Japanese visas and laws are the rules for working in Japan. Please protect it. 3. Prepare for Japanese living expenses and taxes. In order to work in Japan, you need to prepare for Japanese living expenses and taxes. The cost of living in Japan varies depending on the region and lifestyle, but it is generally said to be high. For example, rent, utility expenses, food and transportation expenses, insurance and medical expenses, etc. Information about the cost of living in Japan can be found at Living Cost of Japan. Taxes in Japan vary depending on income and assets, but are generally said to be high. For example, income tax, residence tax, consumption tax, inheritance tax, etc. Information regarding Japanese taxes can be found at Japanese taxes. Living expenses and taxes in Japan are a burden for working in Japan. Please come prepared. 2. Learn how to search for a job in Japan. In order to work in Japan, you need to know how to search for a job in Japan. The way people look for jobs in Japan is often different from the way they look for jobs in other countries. For example, recruitment sites, job magazines, recruitment agencies, temporary staffing agencies, Hello Work, employment counseling offices, etc. Information on how to search for a job in Japan can be found at Job Search in Japan. By knowing how to search for a job in Japan, you can find a job or company that suits you. Also, by knowing how to search for a job in Japan, you will be able to prepare for job hunting and interviews in Japan. How to find a job in Japan is a means to work in Japan. Please let us know. 1. Clarify your purpose and goals for working in Japan. In order to work in Japan, it is necessary to clarify the purpose and goals of working in Japan. The purpose and goals of working in Japan vary from person to person. For example, you may be interested in Japanese companies and industries, be attracted to Japanese culture and language, or want to be with a Japanese partner or family. By clarifying your purpose and goals for working in Japan, you can find what you want to do and what you want to get. Also, by clarifying your purpose and goals for working in Japan, you will be able to have motivation and direction for working in Japan. The purpose and goal of working in Japan is the starting point for working in Japan. Please clarify. These are the top 10 things foreigners do to work in Japan. How was it? Working in Japan is challenging and exciting. There are many things that can lead to your growth and development by working in Japan. If you want to work in Japan, please use this as a reference. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching the video until the end. This channel distributes Japanese culture and trends in a ranking format. Please subscribe to the channel and give us a high rating so you don't miss the latest information. Bye-bye.